this paper breaks with the weight of my regrets. In this episode, we take a look at Orange. This anime marks manga artist Ichigo Takano's first adaptation after 12 years and 5 published works during her career. Orange is classified as a drama romantic show. During the spring of her second year of high school, Naho Takamiya receives a letter. Its sender is herself from 10 years in the future. Dismissed as a prank at first, she takes its content seriously when faced with the realization that the events in the letter come true, one by one. It tells her that she'll fall in love with Kakeru Naruse, a new student who transfers to her school, and that he'll die in the winter of his 17th year. After learning the regrets and wishes of the 26-year-old Naho following Kakeru's death, what can the 16-year-old Naho do differently? On the first seconds of the episode's runtime, we are treated to several gorgeous background art pieces. This merely a primer of what's to come. Orange is beautiful. The character designs, the backgrounds, the use of computer-generated animation, it all comes together to form something special. Even on its dullest frames, the anime showcases the soft lines characteristic of this art style. The framing here is deliberate, and can be considered either a pro or a con for others, but for this point, I can't help but appreciate how this was done, and I'm definitely looking forward to more. Excellence begets further excellence. Impressive art asks for impressive audio, and did this show deliver? All elements of the audio mixing are top-notch. The voice actors outdid themselves in their performances, the score fits the ambience and mood perfectly, and the framing takes advantage of the sound, something I'm a huge sucker for. One detail I really like is panning, the method of sending sound to one specific speaker, depending if you're mixing in stereo or in surround. I even believe that this was never done in mixing for an anime production, yet this show does. I'm a believer that this medium can do great things with audio. Major props to the studio that work on this. With such a beautifully animated show, it pains me to point out some faults in its art style. There are elements that look out of place. For instance, there are frames that make use of live action footage, scams, stock photos with nothing to make them look part of the frame, and they stick out like a sore thumb. It may seem topical in its use, but make no mistake, this does not mesh with the art style at all, and seems as if it was put together hastily. This seems like something Studio Shaft would do when pressed for time, and it broke my immersion. It left a sour aftertaste. There is something iffy about one of the show's major plot points, the letter. The way young Naho received the letter from future Naho is a mystery that, according to manga readers, gets largely glossed over and is there for justification. Then, why use it? I get that this show has science fiction elements. How is a future version of you going to send a letter to a younger version of you if you're not going to delve, to some extent, in dimensional traveling? But if you're not using this plot device to its fullest potential, it's a missed opportunity. It would have been better to rewrite the story in such a way that it can communicate the same message and coming from a different, more grounded angle. That's Orange, and with it, another episode of Impressions comes to a close. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to see more content. Join me next time where we find out the strangest weapon is among ink. Until then, with nothing more to say, signing out.